Hey everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins, and you're watching the Jailcast, and this is my WWE recap show, or in this case, it is a prediction show with the WWE Royal Rumble pay-per-view coming this Sunday on the WWE Network. I just want to do a quick video here where I run down the card and give you my predictions of what I believe is going to happen on the show, and so without further ado, let's get started. For the pre-show this year, we've got the WWE Raw Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus defending their titles against Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson in a tag team match for the titles, with two referees being assigned to this match. Obviously, we've had a few matches here where, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson would get screwed and they wouldn't get the titles and things like that, and Cesaro and Sheamus would accidentally hit the referees and things like that. So it makes sense storyline wise to put the referees in this match. I just don't see Cesaro and Sheamus dropping the titles just yet. I mean, they just won them not too long ago. Now they very well could give them to Gallows and Anderson here, but if it was me and I was doing the booking, and I'm not, unfortunately, sometimes I feel like WWE kind of has a problem with their booking at times. But Cesaro and Sheamus they're finally starting to get over with the crowd. They're starting to gel together very well, and they're both very good in the ring. Sheamus's character sometimes doesn't really sit well with me, but Cesaro is absolutely great. I think he should be pushed more for a world title, but that's just my opinion. But in this case, since they're starting to get over with the crowd, I think it's a good thing to just let them be champions right now. And maybe if you want to break them up down the line, sure, but you've already got a couple other scenarios here where you may, like, say, maybe your Kevin Owens or Chris Jericho may break up soon, and I think the Wyatts with Randy Orton, obviously you've got that storyline going on SmackDown. So I don't know if you really need yet a third team breaking up here in the future real soon anyway. Maybe you play this out a little longer, let them enjoy their tag run right now because they're starting to get over, and maybe break them up down the line maybe this summer. For the second match on the pre-show, we have Sasha Banks going against Nia Jax, and obviously these two have had their issues with each other here lately. With Nia Jax, crushing Sasha Banks' knee and trying to injure her further and things like that. This is just going to be, I think, a standard, typical match. It's probably going to see maybe more like where Nia Jax is in her development process here, seeing if some of the greenness comes out of her performance here. Sasha Banks obviously is great, and she's going to have a bit of a different challenge going up against the size of someone as Nia Jax here. I think this could be very entertaining for a pre-show match, and I think it could very well continue the feud in the future. I don't see necessarily either one of them challenging for the Raw Championship right now because that's going to Bayley here. But yeah, so I think that could be something that maybe we get like a no contest or something like that. So I expect that feud to continue going into either next month's pay-per-view or WrestleMania for that matter. And for the third match on the pre-show is going to be a 6-woman tag match on SmackDown between Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi. They'll go against Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya. And obviously we've got two storylines here that are converging. We've got Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss along with Mickie James here, kind of. They kind of got involved with each other there. Mickie James was dressed up as what was her name? The Mexican looking that she had all the the luchadora mask and everything on there. So I mean, Mickie James is obviously, she looks great for someone who's been out of WWE for a while now, and I know she had that match not too long back with Asuka on NXT, and she did a great job there. So I'm looking forward to seeing her return in this 6-woman tag as well. And obviously now they've kind of thrown Naomi into this storyline a little bit, where Alexa Bliss and her kind of had words on SmackDown. So that's kind of a tag team thing there, and I can very well see this turning into a tag team feud with Naomi and Becky Lynch against Alexa Bliss and Mickie James on SmackDown going forward. And in this 6-woman match also we have Nikki Bella against Natalya. And obviously they've been at each other's throats basically since Survivor Series, where Natalya laid out Nikki and cost her that opportunity to be in that match there. And so, Natalya turning heel on Nikki and things like that. So obviously expect this to continue going forward as well, unless they decide to change it up, maybe send Alexa Bliss against another competitor here. But for now, I don't see this really changing things, being it's a 6-woman match. These feuds will definitely continue beyond this pay-per-view. As for the main card, the Royal Rumble starts at 7 Eastern on the WWE Network, and we're going to get Rich Swann defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Neville. Obviously, I've not really been watching 205 Live, because I kind of hear it's kind of a bit of a throwaway show, but I might start giving it a little bit more of a watch if I can find the time to do it. But obviously, with Neville being over here, I expect Neville to win the Cruiserweight Championship here. He's getting a good push right here, and he's turned heel, which I love. I think he's doing a good job with that from what I've seen on Raw. And Rich Swann, he's got a lot of charisma and he's good dance moves and got a lot of good moves in the ring for that matter. But I just kind of feel like, even though it's a little early and they kind of switched T.J. Perkins' title off of him kind of quickly, and I don't know if they need to do title changes as often as they're doing it, but maybe you put it on Neville and let him keep it, or maybe Rich Swann does keep it because Austin Aries will be making a return to the cruiserweight division soon as well. And that could be Austin Aries, unless you turn Austin Aries babyface, and if you turn Austin Aries babyface, then maybe you have him go up against Neville, which would be incredible. I think that would be a great match. But for now, I'm going to say Neville wins this championship, and the more I think about it, Austin Aries would be a good feud for him, and that could sell a lot of tickets. Then we're going to get the Raw Women's Championship match where not Ric Flair, sorry, Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte Flair, will be defending her championship against Bayley. And in this match, as much as I love Bayley, I think she's cute as a button here, and she's got that young girl fan attitude, just go get 'em attitude and things like that. I think Charlotte Flair retains the title here and keeps her pay-per-view streak intact. And if you give the title to Bayley down the line, I think you do that at WrestleMania, kind of make her work for it, and then she gets the big win on the big stage. And I think that's the best way to do it. And then you give her a good run after that, and maybe against some new challengers and things. But for now, I think maybe we get some sort of a finish where Bayley, maybe wins the match but doesn't win the title or something. I don't know, but that would kind of take out Charlotte Flair's streak. So I don't know if you do it that way, but I'm sure there's going to be a way that Bayley will not win the title here, and it will only continue this feud again, heading toward the biggest pay-per-view of the year at WrestleMania. And then we have the two heavyweight championship matches here on the card. First off, we've got AJ Styles defending his WWE championship against John Cena. I didn't really think about it until recently, but I feel like John Cena is going to tie Ric Flair's record here at the Royal Rumble. That will be my official prediction, and win his 16th championship here. I kind of would like to see AJ Styles hold on to this belt, but the fact that he's beat John Cena basically twice, I believe already, and John Cena holding the title will give someone an opportunity to make a name for themselves at WrestleMania and win the title off of John, possibly. I could see that, or maybe John loses the title at Elimination Chamber next month, and maybe that sets up a championship match at WrestleMania. Either way, there's a lot of places they can go with this, and even if they keep the title on AJ Styles, that could work too. But I just kind of feel like if they're going to do it, maybe you have John Cena tie here, because the crowd's not going to like John Cena tying the record at 16-time world champion here. But then you've got the Royal Rumble match afterwards to kind of make it up to fans, to kind of send them home happy if they don't like the John Cena win and things like that. But I kind of see that happening here, and I feel like this night is going to be for the Vince McMahon guys, and I think John Cena is going to bring home the title here. And speaking of Vince McMahon guys, the Raw WWE Universal Championship match between Kevin Owens defending his title against Roman Reigns. A Vince McMahon guy, I think, is going to get his title back here. Roman Reigns is going to defeat Kevin Owens for the championship, because we all saw this coming a couple weeks ago when Chris Jericho beat Roman Reigns with the help of Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. And when Roman lost that title, I think everybody in the building knew that means Roman is winning this belt, and I fully agree with that. I think Roman Reigns will set up a title match, probably against the winner of the Royal Rumble. And if that's not the case, they'll set up something for him, but they'll have him go into the WrestleMania as the champion, because Roman Reigns is their guy now, like it or not. John Cena is no longer, I mean, he's still the man, but he's not. He's on the last leg of his run. Let's put it that way. Cena's not going to be around forever, and they want Roman Reigns to be the man. And I got nothing against Roman personally. I think he's a good wrestler, but he lacks a little bit when it comes to promos, I think. And maybe sometimes the long one-on-one matches don't favor him as well either. But he's improving, and I think a lot of it, the fans just kind of need to back off of him a little bit. It's not all his fault. A lot of it's just bad booking that they've done with him over the years. But anyway, Roman Reigns wins the title here, and Kevin Owens, I believe, somehow probably Jericho is going to cost Kevin Owens the title accidentally or something, and that will in turn start Kevin Owens and the Chris Jericho feud where they break up, and I believe you're going to get a match at WrestleMania between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, probably for the United States Championship at that point. Now, as for the Royal Rumble match for the number one contendership to a World Championship at WrestleMania 33, we know 21 of the entrants here, or 22 of the entrants, I believe. I'm just going to run through them real quick. We have Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Chris Jericho, Braun Strowman, Baron Corbin, The Undertaker, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, Sheamus, Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, Luke Harper, Big Show, Sami Zayn, Big Cass, Rusev, and Mojo Rawley, which, but, but yeah. So my official prediction for the winner of the Royal Rumble is Dolph Ziggler. No, I'm just kidding. No, Dolph Ziggler is not going to be anywhere near this because they've totally botched his heel turn. In my opinion, he's lost about everything since he's turned, and it's not done him any good to turn him heel yet. I hope that changes. But anyway, the Royal Rumble here, I think, is going to be a lot of fun. It always is. This is one of my favorite matches of the year. It is always over an hour long and also filled with all sorts of surprises and guest appearances and things like that. And obviously that means there are 8 unknown competitors in this. A lot of rumors going around about who could be the surprises. I've heard anything from Kurt Angle, even though he's denied adamantly on social media that he's not in it. But that's exactly what you would say if you are in it and you don't want it out. So I think he may be in this. I've heard there could be a Finn Balor return. If that's the case, he's my pick to win. If he returns, that is my pick to win. Because then if Roman Reigns wins the title, or even if Kevin Owens keeps the title, that sets up the match where Finn Balor could challenge at WrestleMania for the title that he never lost. Remember, he got hurt the night that he won the thing. So the following night he had to vacate that title. So that sets up the perfect rematch to reclaim the throne, so to speak, that he lost. And in Roman Reigns' case, I guess it could be, if that's the way they want to go with it. I don't necessarily see Roman Reigns doing it. I thought maybe Kevin Owens and Finn Balor would be better, but he would be my pick if he's in it anyway. And I actually expect Triple H to be in this match because he won this match last year, I believe. And obviously Seth Rollins is no longer in the Royal Rumble match. He's going to be on this card somewhere. I don't know if he's going to find a way into the Rumble match or not, but he's going to be on this card. And I believe he will, if Triple H is in this Rumble, he will show up out of nowhere and he will eliminate Triple H. Seth Rollins will. So, and I think that will further the storyline because we're going to get a Seth Rollins versus Triple H match at WrestleMania. That is all but confirmed at this point. I could see Braun Strowman lasting to the very end. I don't think he's ready for the win yet, but he is improving, and I'm starting to like Braun Strowman more than I did initially. I do believe, obviously, Goldberg and Brock Lesnar are going to last toward the end here. I bet Goldberg doesn't come in till late in the match because he's not been in a long WWE match in a long time, and he's like 50 some years old now. But I expect Brock and Goldberg to either eliminate each other or something to happen there to kind of set up their feud going forward as well. So, and The Undertaker, he's a wild card here. I don't know exactly what he's going to do. And the good thing about this year's Royal Rumble is because there's so many different competitors that could win this thing that they have multiple different storylines they could actually run with depending on who wins the Royal Rumble match. So that's what makes me excited for this year because a lot of years you can kind of watch the Royal Rumble preview stuff and say, okay, Roman Reigns is winning, or okay, Batista's going to win it. That one year that everybody hated him for it. And so this year it's more intriguing because you got so many different big names, a lot of big guys for that matter, and you know how Vince loves his big wrestlers. So I can definitely see a spot in this match where all the big guys like Goldberg, Brock, Taker, Corbin, Braun Strowman, all of them could be in the ring together with Big Show, and they all just kind of, the size of all these men in this ring is going to be astronomical. But anyway, when it comes to the winner, I'm picking Finn Balor. That is if he returns. If not, I could see Bill Goldberg winning this, but I don't know how that would work in with Brock Lesnar. But it could be anybody at this point. I cannot wait to see this and to see how they pull this off because I know Triple H has been on record of recently saying he would love for the Royal Rumble to be kind of, be more shrouded in mystery and, not quite give away who's going to win before the show starts and things like that. So I would like to see how they pull that off and how they, have the element of surprise for the winner here. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Well, that'll just about do it for me, everybody. Thank you for watching this video, and if you like what you saw here, please comment and like this video. And you can also subscribe to the Jailcast on YouTube by searching for Jailcast there. You can also find links in the description of this video for my Facebook and Twitter, or you can go to facebook.com/Jailcast, or you can find me on Twitter at EricJail. So until next time, thank you for watching. God bless.